Hey guys, it's beer o'clock. That means time for Beer with Bender. Alex Bender here, interviewing amazing entrepreneurs all over the world. And today we got a special treat. We have a superhero. We got the MLM superhero, Darren Little. I met this guy like almost a year ago. Great guy. We've had plenty of beers face to face, and now I'm having a beer with him over the internet. So,
Cheers.
Going all the way from, where are you, in Vancouver, right? Or somewhere in BC?
Yeah, Vancouver, Canada.
Awesome, mate. Welcome to the show, mate. How are you going today?
Really well. Really well. We got a beautiful day here in Vancouver, and good to hang out.
Sweet, awesome. Well, Darren, can you let everyone know that's watching the show a fun fact about the MLM superhero?
Fun fact about the MLM superhero. Okay, when I was 19 years old, I competed in these moonwalk contests, and I ended up winning at this $1,000 in this moonwalk contest, and I ended up launching into a dance troupe that toured around the country and opened up for Club Med in Cancun, Mexico, doing all the wave and street dance and pop lock and boom, pow.
That is a fun fact. Jeez. And a white guy winning a moonwalking contest. That's amazing. Brilliant. No worries. So you've been as an entrepreneur for years and years and years. How did you begin your journey as an entrepreneur?
I basically went to graphics and visual design school, and in my third semester, I ended up getting a job with an awning company, and I beat out the fourth semester grads, and I thought, like, wow, like I can really do this. So when I graduated, I launched my own marketing and advertising agency. That was my first sort of step into entrepreneurial land, and boy, was it a big surprise. I can tell you that, because when I came into the marketplace, the recession was hitting, and they had a right on the front cover, business section, advertisers buckle up, recession hits. And all of these companies would start coming to me when they were tail spinning, trying for me to save them. And a lot of times they would give me their deposit, and then by the time the job was done, they had already gone under, and I'd be left with the bill, right? So it was a very interesting thing. That was actually my first, reality of seeing what it was like to go all in and lose everything. I lost everything. I had to start all over again. And I was right, when you talk about being right on the edge, I was right on the verge of closing a deal with Stanley Pharmaceuticals, which would have put me into the stratosphere. And they were going to take us on as their agency. It was a multi-million-dollar account. And because that article came out, they had to restructure all of their products and everything else. And, I just couldn't hang on. All these companies were not paying their bills and took me out of the game. That's to completely start over again, but it's not about, falling off. It's whether or not you can get back up and keep on going. Right. So it was a really interesting, very, very interesting journey there in my early 20s that I went through that.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. And like, how many people would have just given up being an entrepreneur at that point? Like, seriously, and then they would have said, nah, not for me. But like, you're just showing right there. It's just like, you stepped past that, you went through it, and now look at you. You're freaking crushing things all over the world. It's amazing. That's cool, man. Awesome story. Awesome. Okay, so who's your most influential person that you have, and why?
I would say that the person that had the most impact for me was actually Anthony Robbins. I got into his personal power 30-day unlimited power program right around 22, 23 years old. And quite honestly, if it wasn't for that, then I probably wouldn't have been able to make it through the other side, coming out of, losing everything and going bankrupt. Because of all the personal development that I'd gone through, that really was the saving grace, was personal development, right? So Tony Robbins, looking back on it now. And, you know, later on into my 30s, when I was working with Dr. Lee Poulos as VP of Marketing, and we actually left working there to go out and do our own stuff. And we set a goal to open up for Tony Robbins. And that was one of our things on our checklist. You know, how would we know if we made it? Oh, we were opening up for Tony Robbins. And 11 months after we set that proclamation, we actually got a call from the Magellan Group, who was putting Tony Robbins on here in Vancouver, asking us if we would open up for the Firewalk. So hit the power of intention, you know what I mean? Like, you know, but he's definitely, you know, has had the most significant impact on my life, if I could really nail it down to one specific person, you know?
Yeah, man, that's amazing. And I know you've been huge on personal development, and like the first time we connected, you were always just at me like personal development. Like I've got like one of your courses, and everything's just like get in there, personal development all the time. So yeah, that's awesome, buddy. Awesome. So have you got yourself like a favorite quote? Like I've got a few myself, but do you have a favorite quote yourself?
You know, coming from structuring deals, taking companies public, raising money, doing joint ventures. The one quote that I don't even know who actually wrote this, right? But I always used to see it when I was flying on I'd flip these airline magazines. And it basically said, in business, you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate. And that is a significant thing in business. It's not necessarily what somebody thinks that they deserve to get. It's what they can negotiate to get in the deal. And that has had a massive impact on me just in business in general, right? Is just that one thing. And I became very, very good at negotiating deals.
Yeah, that's powerful, man. That's huge. I was expecting some Tony Robbins quote or something. that is super powerful. Okay, so now this is a part of the show where a lot of people have struggled with. You got to tell us a good joke, man. Have you got a joke for us out here?
Oh man, a good joke. Okay. Okay, so how about this because of your accent? You know, can a kangaroo jump higher than a house?
Can a kangaroo jump higher than a house? I haven't seen one.
A house can't jump, so the answer is no. The answer is yeah. The answer is no. What is that? What is the answer? The house can't jump, so there you go.
Oh good. No worries. So we continue on the journey of really bad jokes on the show. That's awesome. Right. Okay, so now it's time for 10 quick questions with Bender. Right. Okay, so when I first started this, the 10 quick questions end up being like half an hour. So let's try and condense it a little bit. So here we go. Darren, what was your first job?
My first job was a gopher on construction sites.
A gopher?
Yeah, I would go for this, go for that. Yeah.
Oh, good.
I was actually 12 years old when I started working. In the summer when I was 12, that's actually when I got my first job on construction sites.
Cool. No worries. Okay, so besides the MLM superhero, who's your favorite superhero?
I would probably say Batman.
Batman.
Yeah.
Batman's cool.
He's just got all the
seen Batman vs Superman yet.
He's got all the cool stuff, you know. Plus, he's a billionaire, and you know, he's got the underground cavern and all the stuff. Batman's definitely the one.
Cool. Right, yeah, love Batman. Right, I know you're not a big sporty guy, but like, have you got yourself a favorite sport at all?
Well, I used to play hockey when I was a kid, so I'd probably go with Vancouver Canucks.
Okay, so that's your number one team, the Canucks. Cool.
Yeah.
No worries. Awesome. So that takes down two of the questions. All good. Right. Okay. Last song that you listened to?
It was some Justin Timberlake song on the radio. I think it was Mirrors.
Cool, no worries. I don't know any Justin Timberlake songs. I don't know if you could tell. But cool. Okay. Now you probably, I don't know, do you watch many movies? What was the last movie that you watched?
Last movie I went to see was actually Batman versus Superman.
Cool. Was it a good movie?
Excellent movie.
Cool. I can't wait to see it.
I really just dig all the superhero movies. So, it had really good special effects, and it was it was very entertaining. So I'd recommend going to see it.
Cool. Yeah, I definitely will. And yeah, I love all the superhero movies too. It doesn't matter how crap they are, I still love them. So yeah. Sweet. Okay, so what do you actually hate doing?
I hate doing paperwork and I hate doing taxes.
Me too, man. I freaking hate paperwork. Okay, are you reading a book at the moment? Well, what would it be if you are?
I would say The Celestine Prophecy.
I haven't heard of that one.
Celestine Prophecy. Yeah, very, very good book. Very, very good book.
Cool. I'll have to check that one out. Okay. And what did you want to be when you were a kid? What did you want to be when you grew up?
What did I want to be? I actually wanted to go into architecture. I was really into drafting, and that was like my favorite class. I went grade 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then I was going to go into become an architect. And then I realized I had to become an engineer and go for 7 years at university or some crazy thing. And that took me out of the game. I was like, I'm not going to do that. So, but no, right at that time when I was graduating really was when the recession started. And, my dad, who was in real estate at the time, said, Darren, like the top architectural firms right now are going under. Like, maybe you should look to go into something else. And that's when I actually ended up getting into graphic arts. It was kind of a similar, designing packaging and logo design and whatnot. So it did sort of have that same drafting appeal. So, for me, it was a similar type of field, but, and it ended up being my true passion. And I still do a lot of that stuff today, working with graphic designers, and I've got my own graphic designer in India that does all my stuff. But I oversee a lot of the work that he does, and move things here, move things there, and change this and that. But that's all because of my design background.
Cool. Well, that actually explains a lot of your profile pictures. Right.
There you go.
Right. Okay. So, if you could live anywhere in the world, you probably love it in Van there, but if you could live like anywhere in the world, where would it be?
I would say Los Angeles. I really love the energy of Los Angeles. Every time I go there, it's just like this buzzing energy, and I just really love it there. And, I love the sunshine, so I'd probably pick LA would be the one. Cool.
I haven't really spent much time in LA. I spent a little bit of time in Venice Beach about a year ago. I loved it, but yeah, it's just crazy busy for me. Like I'm not a city guy, so that's cool. No worries. Well, that's 10 quick questions with Bender. So we've nailed that one, man. And so just one more question, man. And if you could give everyone out there watching this show a success tip, your number one success tip, because I know you're full of so much information, it's insane. If you could, from the bottom of your heart, give something away for free, well, what would your number one tip be?
I would say business really is all about relationships. And the one thing that you have to get really good at is people. And if you can learn how to build rapport with people, find things in common with them. If you find 3 things in common with a person in 5 minutes, they just start to like you. They don't even know why. And if you can learn how to change their state and get them to laugh, your connections will just go like this instantly, even with complete total strangers. So what I typically tell people to do is when they're out and about, just doing their regular daily activities, is to make a point, like, when you're in the lineup, right, and you get up to the front of the bank lineup or the grocery store, to look people in the eye and say, hey, how's it going? How's your day going so far? And what you'll find is that they will literally light up, because nobody else asks. They will light up like a Christmas tree, and their energy will transfer over to you. And it will positively impact your entire day just by making those little universal deposits into other people's lives.
Man, that is freaking gold right there. Absolute gold. Thank you for sharing that with everyone. That's amazing. I'm going to be putting that into use, man. Thank you very much. Awesome.
Cool.
So Darren, like that's the end of this show, man. I appreciate you being on here. How can people connect with you? How would you like people to reach out and connect? I know you've maxed out on your Facebook friends list, but is there any way you want people to get in contact?
Yeah, they can check out my blog at mindmastery.tv, like television, mindmastery.tv. And, Darren at darrenlittle.com is my email. You're, more than, happy to take the email from somebody, or just do the old-fashioned thing and pick up the phone and give me a shout, 604-771-1901, or Skype is Darren Little 11, Darren Little 11. And, like I said, business is really all about relationships, and it really starts with simple conversations, just reaching out and saying hello to somebody. So, that's what I teach all of my people is if you can get over that, right? If you can just break through that barrier and realize that it's not possible to get rejected by saying hello to another person. It's not possible. Hey, how's it going? How's your day going so far? It's not possible for somebody to say, well, I'm not interested in your deal, right? You haven't even talked about a deal. What are you talking about, right? So if you can just get comfortable doing that, your entire business will completely transform.
That's awesome, man. Thank you very, very much for being on this show. I really appreciate it. And like that, what we've been talking about, what you've been talking about, like I've always been in contact with you. We've always been chatting, hey, how's it going, and everything. And then ended up having you on my show. So, yeah, I really, really appreciate you coming on and spending your time. I don't know what it's been, 20 minutes, half an hour or something. And, yeah, that's awesome. So, thank you very much.
Sounds good. Thanks for having me on.
Hey there, I hope you really enjoyed that interview, another episode of Beer with Bender. Now, you know what? You know the best way to get notified of the next Beer with Bender episode is to subscribe to this YouTube channel, right? The YouTube channel of Beer with Bender. So what I'm going to do is, hey, I'm going to drink this beer, and by the time I've finished this beer, you should have subscribed to the channel. So go and do this while I chug this beer, right? Cheers. Have a great day. See you on the next episode.